Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching The Expanse. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching episode 5 of season 6 of The Expanse. I feel like I've been dreading saying season 6 in my openings for such a long time, but now I kind of don't get like that emotional catch in my throat when I say it. I'm not dreading it anymore. I think that I have been grieving these characters in this show and what it means to me for quite some time. And I think I'm getting to the point of accepting that it's going to end. I do think it might have a little bit to do with the Kickstarter for Dragon Tooth. So go give to that. Because if more Expanse stuff is being made, then more visuals will be made. And I think that I think it would be just wonderful to keep these characters and these actors in our lives, and it telling the story between two books, just kind of adds, I think, to the rest of the books that have been enjoyed. What's 7, 8, and 9? I think because let's face it, like the storytelling of The Expanse is so detailed and deep in the books, and it's so different in the show, but they're a matching set. They go together. And I think that that's a plan. I think it's up here. I hope. But I'm looking forward to that in the future. But the biggest thing, the biggest bummer, and I realized at the beginning of all these episodes that takes place on Laconia is part of a novella called Strange Dogs. And I don't think that it's a direct connection to the rest of our characters and everything else that's going on. But I really wish that they had like a whole thing about this planet. And I realize it's probably super expensive to make because it looks stunning and we only get it for like a couple minutes. But I feel like we would just be just lapped in all the riches if we had just a full season of stuff on Laconia. Not even with the people that we know and love. I think that it would be amazing. I mean, the only character we'd know would be Kodazar. Like, really? That would be our lead guy? Fine by me. I want to know more about this planet. Especially with Kara losing her brother, Zan, and then kind of realizing that she can maybe have the dog fix him like the dog had fixed the bird. And also her drone, which is interesting because it doesn't just make things come back to life, it fixes things. So like, what else could it possibly fix? Like how, I hate to be an opportunist like this and be like, but how could we utilize that in other ways? I'm really interested to see what happens with Zan in this next episode. And I hope it works out and it works out well. Okay, so we have Mars and the UN kind of trying to figure out what to do about Marco. And per the usual, they're on different pages. Christian doesn't really want to fight. She doesn't want to take the people that she has and the ships that she has and go off to fight Marco. And Mars is very much, those people that just want to engage in a war some way, somehow. It's a little frustrating. Carino sends a message to MCR Command pretty much saying like the UN isn't going to get in this fight. And I have a feeling that Mars is going to do that by themselves. And I feel like this is such a huge mistake because of what we know about the ship leaving Laconia and going through the gate. Most likely, if Mars is on the front line of that fight, they're going to get the brunt force of that protomolecule weapon. I don't want to sacrifice anybody to a protomolecule weapon. Earthers, Belters, Martians, I don't want any of that to happen. And I feel like I would rather sacrifice Martians than the UN if I had to choose. But that just kind of sucks. And I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that they come to their senses and realize, but I feel like Drummer is going to bring the fight. And I hope that doesn't happen to Drummer. I'll get back to that later. On the Rocinante, Clarissa, has a chat with Amos about something that she's found out about the missile that the warhead was deactivated. I mean, obviously it has James Holden next to it, and she's like, out of my pay grade. You know what? You handle it. And Amos does, in a very Amos way of like, I trust you to do the right thing. How in the hell is this the right thing? And here's the thing. absolutely anybody can kill Marco. Anybody. It could be some random guy, right? It could be some belter that just gets pissed at him and shanks him in the neck. You know what I mean? It could be anybody. But James Holden cannot kill Philip Inaros. He cannot be the one that does that. Holden could have killed Marco if Philip wasn't on the ship. All is good. Awesome. It doesn't stop a war. It doesn't stop the thing that Marco started and everything that's going on. Another belter could certainly just take that over and keep fighting that fight. You know, it makes Marco this more infamous person that James Holden killed by the Rocinante, you know, but I really like, if Holden didn't know Philip was on that ship, they would be gone. They would be. And I don't know how he explains that to Amos, because Amos is just like, you don't have an explanation. And the thing is that Holden does, but I don't think Amos would think it's good enough of an explanation that, like, I can't be the one that kills Naomi's son. And I don't know if that would land with Amos the way that it landed with Naomi. Because Naomi, I think she has really grieved Philip. But she still has a hard time with the Belter ships because, like, now they're still fighting her people. You know, these people that she knew and loved and grew up with. And she's fighting a fight for people who probably wouldn't have helped her ever in her life. You know, like Earthers have never been worried about Belters. And here you have this Belter fighting for these Earthers. And I get where she stands about, like, Holden making that decision for her. And I don't think that I think that it's really easy to say that she's prepared to almost, like, let Philip go. But, like, when there's a finality of it being for forever, I think that that's heavier. And if you watch the X-ray with Clarissa and learning about her father dying, I think it's much more different when there is a finality to it. Like, there's no going back. You know, you can't say any more words to them. It's done. And I don't know if she'd be prepared for that. She's had a lot of shit piled on her shoulders. Like, you know, not being able to be on Illis long enough. And her first time actually being physically on a planet and it was trying to kill her. You know, losing Alex, but then, like, going through everything that she went through on the Pella and then on the Chet. It's a heaviness and it's a burden. I think that, like, she keeps just piling on herself, and yes, that is her choice, but I also think at some point people crack, and I think Holden is starting to see the cracks. And I think, you know, Holden's response to it is a very Holden response. You know, he's always been the person that would rather choose life over death, and it was always hard for him to kill, and he doesn't want to do that. Like, he could have easily have killed Murtry when Murtry was blind, when Murtry had a gun pointed at him. You know, like there's all these times that, like, he could have gotten rid of the bad guy and he chose to not do that. And that's the thing that I value about Holden, and it is consistent, and no one should have expected anything less. I feel really bad for Bobby because I don't know if she's going to learn about what happened or not, but she's really stuck on the fact that, like, it was 1,000,000 to 1 that this happened, and it was 1,000,000 to 1 that happened, and then it was 1,000,000 to 1 that happened. And, like, doesn't it bother anyone else? I think it does. It probably still bothers Holden that Marco's alive. But I think that, like, he'd sleep easier at night knowing he didn't kill Philip. And you can't ask somebody to have that burden on them. And I love that Clarissa, of all people, said that you should never feel bad about not wanting to kill somebody. Damn. Still not calling her by that nickname, though. Hell no. So then Philip, he gets downgraded in position by his father. And, you know, we know Marco's trying to humiliate him, and it works. He's humiliated. But I think he actually is more fitting for the job that he has. Not to say that he couldn't have been a great leader, but I think being away from Marco is the best thing for Philip. But I'll say that, like Holden is like stepdaddy of the year, right? Like, Philip finds out that, like, he didn't die because it was disarmed. Like, you'd think that, like, that would be like, wow, that guy cares about me, not that guy over there who treats me like crap. He belittles and humiliates Philip any chance that he can. He never tries to build him up in front of other people. And if he does, it's a manipulation. It's directly manipulating him because it's in front of everybody. But then Philip hears Drummer's message. and it riles him up. And he shows that he is more Marco than we've ever seen him. He launches into a full Marco tirade, and he's pissed. Now, Drummer, Walker, and Joseph, they head over to a supply depot, which was an awesome scene, by the way. It reaffirms in me that I do not want to go into space whatsoever. No, thank you. The whole thing spinning and then attaching to it and then getting pulled to it. No, I'm good. But there are guards that are inside of the supply depot, and there is a little bit of a battle, and Joseph gets pinned and he loses an arm. And Michio, the person who didn't have the steadiness to push the right button, gives him medical help and is able to save his life. We found what her purpose is. We found what she's good at. She could definitely do that for other people. Now, would it just be for Joseph? Could she do it for other people? Obviously, she loves Joseph. She doesn't love Walker. There is absolutely no love there whatsoever. So if it were Walker, would she have been able to do the same thing? I'm not sure. But I do like that she was that hero in that moment for Joseph. I think that just really made her shine. And a good thing she was still on the ship. And like, speaking of like Marco, without Rosenfeld, that dude like is a failure of a leader. Like, she is, I don't want to say manipulative, because there are times where she is passive aggressive or she says things in a certain way to make him think. And he's still kind of mystified that like she's not afraid of him. And I absolutely love that she's not afraid of him. I love how she speaks to Philip, just kind of like, oh, well, like if they die, we just send them money, but we say it's for remorse. I love her so much. And like her, like telling Marco, it's just like, this stuff shouldn't affect you. Like, you're Marco Inaros. It should be rolling off you like it's nothing. And like, she's really building him up. And I love that, because I love that in a character. I hate that because it's Marco. But like, he seems to like be like kind of drawn to her. I don't know if there is a sexual tension there when they're both like drinking, like kind of like cheersing each other about her, like, being like the governor of Medina Station. But it was an uncomfortable moment, but I get it. I'm more drawn to her than I am Marco. So there's that to chew on. But then we see and hear Drummer's full message that she sends wideband to everyone. I hope that her face is on buildings on Earth, buildings in Mars, that like the belt just sees Camina Drummer telling Marco Inaros, these are for you. Calls him a coward and a traitor. Loved it. Calls him out for abandoning Ceres and leaving Belters to starve. It's just poetry. Says, like, go ahead, make that bounty higher. Come for me. It's almost like saying, I dare you. And while I don't think her chances are that great, because she obviously would be outgunned if other people rally behind her, I think that there is a pretty fair shot that like they could do something about Marco. I worry because when she says the message, it's kind of like, you might be able to kill me. And so what if you do? It doesn't matter. That's not somebody who's necessarily given up on their life, but that is somebody that is prepared to do whatever it takes to get the job done. And I could totally see her sacrificing herself to defeat Marco. But the way she ends that message, oh man, the lived shamed and die empty is beautiful. Oh my God. I for a while, I was like, I really like Drummer, but I don't understand why she's a lot of people's favorite character. Like, I get it. Like, she's obviously top 5, top 7 for me. And like the last couple episodes, I was just like, born leader. Holy shit. I really, really like her. I want to be on her ship. I'll be married to her. That is completely fine. I adore her. And I'm like I said, I'm nervous because I don't also want her to be the person that kills Philip. But I feel like if that happens, you know, when she's erasing the messages from Naomi, I think that also means that she's prepared to do whatever she has to do to make this happen. And it's not that she doesn't love Naomi or care about Naomi, or that, you know, Naomi's son living is not something that she would want for Naomi. But I think she's ready to sacrifice her friendships, her relationships, her marriages on the ship. She's ready to sacrifice all these things to make this thing happen. It's admirable in war, but it makes me sad because, like, I would love for her character to make it through, and I can think of the beyond with Drummer and what she's doing and what she's up to, and the people she's defeating, and the ships that she's blowing up or she's, you know, getting scrap from, and she's just a space pirate, a galaxy pirate, ring pirate. I don't want anything to happen to her. I'm fully prepared, I think, to lose people in the next couple episodes. I hope we don't. I don't think. Why am I even going to say it out loud? I was going to say, I don't think we're going to. Don't listen to me. I'm continually surprised by this show. So I fully expect things to not go the way I see them going. As they typically do. Okay, guys. Whew. Season 6, episode 5. Let's get into it. And I don't know. I'm gonna put the X-ray sticker from last time on my monitor, so like I don't have a choice. Cause like if Xander didn't text me, I would have forgot until like 2 a.m. again. I'm ridiculously stupid. Okay. We'll put it on the top of my computer monitor. All right, guys.
I need your help, please. Please. Where are you?
He's gone. I don't know. This music doesn't tell me that it's a good thing.
Baby girl?
They just lost one child. They have to just be freaking out.
Are you out there?
Baby! Kara, you're driving your parents crazy. Are there gonna be a lot of them? 3. Please tell me he's normal, though.
Kara?
Oh,
Is that
no.
you?
Why
I
are
feel
his eyes
weird.
like that? Yeah.
What happened?
Is he a proto kid now?
Never saw that before.
So what? I don't know.
The dogs fixed you.
Pet cemetery. Something's not right. Okay, so I don't think that's a good thing. Unless he's like now like a wizard of some sort. Or, I don't know. He looked like he had like Katoa eyes. Just taking it all in. What's that? Missiles. Whoa.
Telemetry looks good.
Comms, give me a wideband.
Wideband up.
No.
Our weapons are now locked on Medina Station, and unless you surrender immediately and unconditionally, we will open fire.
Admiral, we're picking up multiple plasma discharges from the surface of the ring station. Still working on it.
What are they doing?
All ships, emergency evade!
That is what Jammer has done. If enough belters support the inners, then we will...
Yes, we could lose.
Which is why the only thing we need to care about now is getting to Medina. Drummer raided a defenseless supply depot. If she wants to act like that makes her a hero, who cares?
She's a good second in command. She really is.
All ships, emergency evasive.
Yeah, what is happening
The
there?
railgun is a Martian design, but it's made out of a metal we've never seen before. They mounted the guns on titanium bands laid right along the surface. The assembly holds itself together.
Yeah,
And
it's
since
belted.
the station has effectively infinite inertia, it's a perfect emplacement.
Shit.
The last time we detonated a nuke near the ring station, it powered up and nearly wiped out the entire solar system.
Yeah, let's not do that again.
Free Navy has been rounding up our nationals all over the belt. We don't owe Ceres a goddamn thing.
Or a good drummer.
Every warship we got right now.
If we have to send more people to their death, the least we can do is give them a fucking chance to win.
Thank you, Christian.
You'll have my decision soon.
Now get the fuck out. Oh, that's what... Okay, that's what came through the gate.
What?
I thought it was a ship.
Was I trying too hard to be good when I should have been ruthless
You used your best judgment.
and lost? There is no prize for the best victim.
Hey.
But now is not the time for self-pity bullshit. It's time to keep your eyes on the enemy and wait for the next time they slip up. Because I still think we're the good guys. And I'd rather do a little less soul-searching and a lot more fighting back.
I love Bobby. Ma'am. Christian's doing the best she can with the shit sandwich she's been served.
Based on the data, it seems clear to me that a significant number of these ship disappearances were indeed similar to whatever happened to the Bakir.
I had to get LV back.
Suggests that there is a mass energy threshold which precedes or perhaps triggers these events.
Anytime anyone goes through a ring, they don't realize they're taking a massive risk. You said that every time you transit, you can feel those entities getting angrier.
Officer Rella needs to see this. This is bigger than the war. Something funny?
No, something good.
I want to know something good. Help is on the way.
A UNN crew will board each of your ships and pilot them in, and conduct the...
Your soldiers on my ships.
Any Free Navy partisans or belters with outstanding warrants will be immediately...
Oh, fuck
So
you.
it is the inner's policy to starve the belt again.
We will not let you...
Captain Drummer,
Secretary General.
your ships are cleared to dock and will be treated as sovereign territory. Your crews are also welcome on the station. It's nice to finally meet.
Isn't it?
A century of oppression made Mako Inaros inevitable. If not him, that would have been another.
Interesting perspective. I'd like to hear more, perhaps in person.
Yes, please.
I would be happy to offer the hospitality of my
The
ship.
Belters here are hungry and I have food. I came for them, not you.
Fair. I would have loved that sit down though. I can't believe that's the first time we've ever seen them talk. That's amazing.
Faster we finish, faster we get to Jing.
Where's Tadeo?
Oh, in the brig. Me replace him. Come on, let's go.
Why is he in the brig?
What did you do?
I couldn't stop thinking about my brother. There was no mention of him on the newsfeed, so I rigged the transmitter and I sent him a message.
You could have given away our position. You're lucky that they didn't space you.
I wasn't thinking
Fair.
about me. I just needed to know that Mas was okay. And he was always there for me.
I hope that that continues to affect Philip.
Do this.
Oh, it's a little
That
baby
hurt?
hand.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
4.
This is less useful if you lie.
8.
8. Jesus.
goddamn in your ladder rush and everything now, including surgery. But for Camino drama and family.
Creepy. That's such a creepy thing.
Camina, I can't believe how long it's been since we've actually spoken to each other, and now we can do it in person.
I don't know if she needs that.
I'm here with the Rosie on series. Just let me know when you have a little time, and I'll come to you. See you soon.
I hope she does see her soon.
We got some information from a Bertar and Ganymede, a botanist. He risked his life and family to send us experimental biotech simply because he believed it could help restore Earth's ability to grow food.
And?
And?
Initial reports suggest he might be right.
That's huge.
It's just a stimulant. This is no time to worry about the swim back.
She okay
Send him
health-wise?
Monica.
Holden, I heard you had some interesting times out there, as usual.
Per the usual.
Should set up an interview.
Never, ever, ever again. When traffic exceeds a certain mass energy threshold, a ship will disappear in transit.
I think I need to up my dosage.
What?
Never mind. What can we do about this?
I think we need to share it with the Narrows.
Oh, James, you're truly one of a kind.
Just hear me out.
You have to be the most naive person I've ever met.
Every time anyone uses a ring, it puts all of us at risk.
Let me show you the problem we have right now.
Those look like real guns.
Yes, they are. Very big ones. We cannot afford the luxury of worrying about the future until we end this war.
How can they use both of that information together?
Camina Drummer. How well do you know her? Belters trust her. Some will flock to her, and some will abandon the Free Navy. That could make all the difference.
Drummer has no love for Marco, but she's no friend of Earth either, and she's not going to trust you.
She'll trust you. She'll trust Naomi.
I once put a Belter up on hooks to suffocate him. To make him tell me things he wouldn't have otherwise.
Look at that guilt.
The bird sees me that way because that is who I was. It is not who I am now.
I love that. Look at that character growth. Oh, Amos.
Someone's got a bad case of shore leave. Give me some of that. You've got lipstick and scratches on your neck.
Yep. Attaboy.
And is that glitter?
Yep.
So just drinking and fucking.
Shore leave.
Until they run out of one or the other.
Might be time you got back to your ship.
I'm not sure I'm going back.
You serious? We caught a bad break with Inaros. It happens.
It happened because Holden disarmed the nuke. He saw Naomi's kid on the pillow.
And he was terrified to tell you.
Sometimes it feels like he's trying to get us killed. Then a couple times he saved the whole human race. I guess it balances out.
Not a man who does things by degrees. They watch your back and you watch theirs, or you've got nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
I love when you can see Amos's gears turning.
So back to the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brothel first, though.
Oh, God. He just left. Man with an appetite.
You won't come with?
With you? Or with you?
Whatever.
What? like, pick up the bottle. Go! Get some!
That's something I want you to see.
Camina Drummer did this to you. Live shamed and die empty.
Drummer is our enemy, same as the in us, and anyone else who stands against us. There is no turning back now.
It's nice to see that kind of fire in him.
Yeah, where'd he learn that?
I wonder where he gets it from.
Ugh. Ugh. A heartwarming moment about Philip and Marco. Gross. What are you doing, Philip? Are you sending the message to Moss? That was kind of him.
I'm picking back a comm test to ping the city's network. See if I could find anything about your brother.
Oh no.
Mass was on the docks when the water tanks exploded. He's dead. They occupied the station. Their soldiers.
No, I killed him. I was on the crew that planted the bombs and rigged the docks to blow. I thought we were just killing units.
See what kind of a man your father is there, Philip?
Camina.
My apologies.
No need.
So formal.
Please.
I have like a pit in my stomach with this meeting.
I'm eager to meet your family. If you have the time.
They're gone.
Gone.
You mean Oksana and Bertol left after I turned on Marco to save the Rocinante? Joseph and Michio have decided to remain on Ceres so they don't have to keep paying for the choices I made for them. You didn't come here to apologize. So why are you here?
Holden.
Holden asked me to talk to you on Avasarala's behalf. She wants you and yours to fight at her side against Marco.
You should leave.
Camino, please.
Clear this deck!
I despise Marco and everything he's done.
Avasarala and her inners are no better.
That was true once, but it's different now.
You have to allow people to change.
Then all we can do now is to stand by the people that we love.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You self-righteous shit. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
That was a beautiful moment between two very bestie friends. Look at that outfit. Jesus. Christian needs to bend the knee.
I didn't really believe that you would leave your ship.
Would you have come to me?
It's so much.
So you're here to save us?
I'm here because you can help me win this war. The sooner it's done, the fewer the dead. Of both our people.
My people will not take orders from you.
I don't expect them to.
I can't believe there's only one more episode. How does this even, like, get wrapped up? Oh my god. Oh my god. This episode got me all in the feels. Not only because of Drummer having to say goodbye to Joseph and Michio, but also Tadeo and his brother Moss. Um, I really, really wanted that Naomi drummer conversation. I wanted it earlier in the season, but I think it came at like the perfect right time. And just how defeating it is for drummer to like have to like keep bending to the will of the inners, and that she knows she doesn't have a choice because there's no way to stop Marco and the Free Navy without joining them. And she just had, what's her face? God, I forget everybody's name. What is her face's name? Sarangi, Sandrani. She just had Sandrani like, pretty much say that like she's on the inner's leash. Super emotional for drummer to have to like keep doing things she doesn't want to do. But I do believe that if you don't allow people to change, you can allow people to change all you want, actually. Like, people are going to change no matter what. But if you don't allow people to also change in your mind and to have a bit of forgiveness and also a little bit of empathy, like you're gonna kind of put yourself in a corner that you can't get out of. And I think, Naomi is the person to say it. And, drummer's right when she starts saying like, fuck you. Like, she knows, and Naomi is the best person to deliver that. She was not going to be convinced by Christian. She was not going to be convinced by Holden. It was like the one person that had this emotional connection with her, and that is Naomi. They're besties. It makes me miss my besties when I see stuff like that. And then, Tadeo, knowing that he's responsible ultimately for his brother's death, and that those charges were placed there by him, and that he was promised that no Belters would be injured. I think Philip is realizing that his father makes promises that he has no intention of ever keeping. Ceres is the capital of the Belt, and then gives up on Ceres. And like this thing about like Belters won't be hurt, and then Belters were hurt and Belters were killed, and Philip was directly affected by it. I love that. I love that we have like those moments where Philip, like, he is so torn between what he's learning about his father and what he's learning about other people, that the torpedo was disarmed, and that it was either his mother or it was James Holden. That like you do those things for the people that you love, and that you don't sacrifice the people that you love. And I'm happy about the story that we're getting, but I don't know how we get it all wrapped up in the next episode. And I don't think that like all of a sudden, Marco's going to get killed in the last episode, and that the ring gates are going to be all figured out, and that this war is going to be over. I feel like the war will continue on even after the show ends. Obviously because there's so many more books, and it was like 100% correct. Who said it? I think it was Bobby that said that like this fight is going to go on for generations and generations, and that our kids will be fighting the same war. She's right. That's probably exactly what's going to happen. But I feel like there needs to be some form of a victory sooner rather than later, especially for the UN, for Christian, and for Drummer's now League of Belters. Now, really interesting back and forth with Amos and Bobby. I don't know if like the next episode we see them like rolling out of a room that they've been tussling in. I don't hate it. They're two badass people that can appreciate each other's strengths. So, yeah. It's funny. I'm happy when Amos gets some, and I'm happy when Bobby gets some. And the fact that they could have gotten it together. Love that. Love that for her. Love that for him. Love that for them. Oh, I enjoy it thoroughly. Now, Naomi knows about the missile. I don't know if she's going to be pissed at Holden. It's really funny because I really worried about her getting mad, and she didn't even seem to get mad in that moment. Like, she kind of was just like, yeah, I understand almost like why he did it. Like, we have to protect the people that we love. And, I feel like that's something that like maybe Holden could have said to Amos, but I don't think he would have been able to say it the way Bobby said it. And Bobby's really, really good at just like not bullshitting things. Like she just says it plain and clear, and as easy as it is to comprehend, sometimes like it takes Amos a second, but you see like the gears like turning in his head where he's just like, that's computing. Yup. 100% right. Yup. I'm going to go back to the ship. Because those people care about him, and those people will fight for him, and those people have his back. And just like Holden had Naomi's back, even though Naomi was probably ready to say goodbye, he had her back. I also really love that when Holden sees Monica, she's like, how about an interview? And he's like, never again. Oh, great interaction. Great interaction. Loved it. Loved it. But like, these worlds colliding, like I waited so long for Amos and Bobby to, finally converge. And like, while they were on the Rossi in season 3, we didn't have a thing between them. And now there is this thing that's between them, that they have this relationship, and that okay. I love when the worlds collide and it forms something good. Cause even like Clarissa and Holden, like now they're able to like talk to each other, and she's able to kind of be vulnerable in front of him, especially about outfitting the Rossi with the new metal, and that it's proto-molecule, technology based, and that maybe her father was right. And, like there's that, like Holden wanted to stop him. Holden is the reason why he's in jail, and like, it's funny how people that you don't think could come together have come together, and people that you want to see come together, and how just awesome. I would really have loved a Marco James Holden face to face, and I know it was over 2 screens. I really would have liked to see them stand nose to nose and just really have Holden do his thing and Marco do his thing, and kind of have those moments. But having Drummer and Christian shake hands, stand in front of all the Belters on series, and come to this agreement, and Drummer totally holding her own. 100% is like, I'm not going to be mystified by you. I'm not going to be swayed by you. Like, just really letting it stand that, like, she's in charge of this meeting. Christian came to her, met her on her turf in front of all these people, and made it public. Christian did that, which that is not something I think Christian would have done before. Christian's changed. She's different. And honestly, Camina even meeting with Christian, she's changed. She's different. I love that. I love when characters evolve, even if it's super small, but those 2 badass women just, it's a deal. Fucking love it. I fucking love it. And I also love, how Christian isn't just like shooting from the hip. She's not just like ready to go to war and all that. And like no one was able to sway her easily, not even Bobby. Bobby's just like, kind of like, I'm tired of sitting on my damn hands. Like, let's go do something about this. And, she's having a hard time understanding it. And Christian's like, get the hell out of here. Like she does not want to go to war. She does not want to risk more lives if she doesn't have to. Now, I thought the thing coming through the gate, I didn't realize that was a railgun. I 100% thought it was a ship because I'd never seen a ship like that before. But then when you see a railgun, you're like, oh, makes sense. I love that they really explained that you can't attach anything to the sphere, that it's kind of like belted on there. What do you know? Belters belted a railgun. Some proto-molecule technology. That is an insane weapon. And R.I.P. Carino, whatever her name is. I really loved her when she was on in season 3. Triple Point was an amazing episode. And she was too quick to just go to war. And I get like, they don't know what we know, and they don't know that there's this weapon, but it does make it really scary for anybody to enter those ring gates, not only because of that weapon, but of course what LV tells us and how random it is for these ships to be taken. And I love that Holden's first instinct was, if we share it with Marco, maybe like he'll appreciate it. And Christian's like, are you dumb? But I feel like you could probably utilize both of those things together, not only the gun, but also the the randomness of how it chooses, like that it gets over. I think what I got from it was a certain amount of mass can enter a ring gate before it decides no more. And then that piece of mass disappears is kind of what I got from it. When they get really sciencey in here, it doesn't log all the way into my brain. But happy to get Elvie. I really thought we'd get her last episode, but the fact that we got her in this one is great. Christian didn't seem overly excited about Prax's science about the food and being able to use that yeast to, get more crops and more food for Earth and the Belt and Mars. Like, Christian, get a little excited, would ya? I get that she was heavily consumed by everything else. The fact that she needs the stimulant is a little concerning. I don't know how much longer you can survive by taking stimulants, especially at her age. Hopefully we don't lose her in the next episode. That would be devastating. I don't want to lose anybody in the next episode. I feel like something's got to happen. I don't know what. Like I don't think Marco dies. I don't think they just find a way to destroy Marco, because then that doesn't end the war. I mean, if it did, the war continues, and then Drummer is off fighting this war into the future, or Drummer dies in the middle of battle. I'm just trying to prepare myself for any scenario possible, because I am getting to the point of I'm trying to tell myself, say goodbye to everybody that you possibly can. Like there's certain characters I know don't die because of books. And then there are certain characters that I know Drummer is a mishmash of a bunch of characters, and they might kill her off. Again, I think I'm still a little traumatized because of Alex. And I will say that it feels like in every episode, some way, somehow, they still continually pay homage to Alex. And I think that that's just beautiful, like Bobby and Amos singing along to his music, and, Naomi having that moment where she's like, I've never flown the ship. And they just have these moments where they really appreciate Alex. And I'm so happy that they do that in here, because it still makes you feel like his presence is there, even if he's not there. And I do wonder what these episodes would have been like to have him present. I wonder what it would be like to have Ashford present. Imagine Ashford and Drummer having a face-to-face with Christian. Fred Johnson and Anderson Dawes still being alive and having a face-to-face with Christian. There's just so many things I think that we were robbed of. Not only because of COVID, but, other shit that happens. But I do know that when I watch the last episode, I'm going to have a little bit of a hard time. But I do have a treat. Xander sent me a cameo, which apparently he has tried to get a couple other people to do a cameo for me. But then this one is, oh gosh, I don't even know his name. It's the guy who plays Kenzo. I know that. What is his real name? Elias Tufexis? Elias Tufexis? I'm probably butchering that. I'm sure it's French, and it's really fancy. Oui. Okay, but I'm going to watch that right now. Ooh, he's in his car. Okay. And go.
Hey there, Angela. My name is Elias. I'm an actor. I'm presently driving. The only time I have chances to do any of these cameos is when I'm driving, because if I'm not driving, I'm either working or I'm with my kids. And then those times are loud. These times are relatively quiet.
I like the beard.
But Xander got this cameo for you because I hear you're an Expanse fan. I'm a big Expanse fan too. I'm actually really envious of the actors on that new. There's a video game version of it.
Coming soon.
And I do a million video games as an actor. They didn't even call me. Not that it makes any sense why Kenzo or the proto-molecule creature would be in these video games.
He could be a new character.
Creature is silent.
Proto-goblin.
So it doesn't really make any sense that they would need my voice for that. But Kenzo could be there, right? And the
Agreed.
donkey balls thing is great because I still remember that day we shot that scene with all the donkey ball stuff. It like started this thing where we just said donkey balls for like the rest of the seasons. Anytime something would go
Same.
wrong, they're like, donkey balls. And the way Cass said it too was really funny, and then the way Wes reacted to it. Here's a little secret thing, not secret, but a little behind the scenes thing. Did you know that when I originally auditioned for The Expanse, I auditioned for Amos.
Really?
And it came down to me and Wes. And then Wes got it, and then they wrote me Kenzo to play on the show.
That's awesome.
And it was the first time in my acting career where I saw the actor who got it, and I went, oh, yeah, that makes sense. As opposed to my normal reaction, which is, oh, man, this guy sucks. Why didn't they hire me? But this was the first time where I remember getting on set and seeing Wes and going, oh, yeah. No, this guy's way perfect for the role. Way very, very different than how I would have done it. And very good for the role. So that's a little behind the scenes Expanse thing. Yeah, it's a sorry that I'm doing this while I'm driving, but
he's doing a great
I
job.
hope you're well, Angela. Thank you for being a fan of The Expanse. And yeah, all the best. And I guess it's February, a little late to say Happy New Year, but Happy New Year.
Well, that is just awesome. That is just awesome. It's so nice to see like those people in the real world. And I liked Kenzo kind of, not a whole lot, but as soon as I found out that he played the proto goblin, I was like, oh, cool. But it seems that they didn't include him in the game, and I'm sure they could have found him a role, just like they did when they brought him onto The Expanse. So, yeah, definitely the right person's playing Amos. I think he and all of us can agree. Okay, guys, now I'm going to watch The X-Ray. I'm sweating because I was like, oh my gosh, he's talking to me. That's amazing. Okay, this X-Ray is called Remember the Cant.
The doctrine of one ship encompasses the physical and the abstract, the known and the imagined, space and time, the future and the past.
Uh-oh.
Additional security checks. I wonder what that guy would have to say about all this.
Probably keep your head down. Stay out of trouble.
That was weird. Famous. "10 years, we get a flashback. I fucking love it."
Hey man, just give me one of those. I'll have whatever he's having. I'm not picky.
The glass cats. Aww.
Sadie.
Yeah, accidents happen.
So I'm just standing there and my skipper's writing his English is almost as bad as my belter. I'm the asshole doing that.
Oh, boy, you.
I just want my pants back.
So I do this.
Oh my. He's Holden being one of the boys.
That's easy. Hauling ice in from outer planets, bringing it here. I got the Canterbury. She's a good ship.
Not interested. Sorry. Thanks.
He always tells this guy he doesn't want to do anything on the ship. I don't want to be XO. I don't want to be on your ship.
You interested in free room and board, union salary, and little or no responsibility?
I take it. Give it to me. I suppose I can give it a shot. Why not?
So different from the Holden we know now. That one got me all in my feelings because of the I don't even know what the name of the captain is, the glass cats, but It's nice to see a Holden origin story. I guess, I mean, it's the first time he's been back to series, I think, since everything went down. So, I mean, for him to like see that graffiti and remember the Cant, and it's actually kind of nice to see. And seeing a baby Holden is just weird. Very weird. I don't know if they de-aged him or if just him shaving makes him look like he's like 15 to 20 years younger, but he also didn't look as tired. So I'm sure they did some of that in post. Okay, guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to both the episode and the X-ray, they will be available on my Patreon, as well as the next and last episode of The Expanse. There's just one more. There's just one more. So if you want to watch the finale, and this is currently on YouTube, it is available on my Patreon. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. How did you feel when this was wrapping up? Because I'm having a hard time still. I thought I was getting over it. I thought I was getting over that hump, and I feel that emotion getting stuck in my throat again. Then I'm going to have to say goodbye soon, and I don't want to. Okay, I watched the X-ray. I can take that off now. Yeah, I feel like I'm struggling, but I feel like once the Band-Aid's ripped off and it's over and I've had time to digest, I think I'll be okay. But in the meantime, I'm dreading it and I don't want to do it. But there's no fighting it. There's no fighting it. It's going to happen. So with that being said, guys, I'll see you on the finale. Bye.